we have the benefit of being built on the Azure Cloud, natively integrating to all the Microsoft has to offer.
And I tend to think of AI less as artificial intelligence and more as augmented intelligence. It's going to be helping us to do our jobs better.
How banks can reimagine their technology and processes with Microsoft to meet the needs and challenges that they're facing today while also building for the future.
What is responsible AI and what does that mean to your org, especially in regulated industries? And one of the things we do is get together and we do what is the art of the possible. That's how we run our business with you and using the contract intelligence in our own business, managing millions of contracts.
Welcome back to our Icertis Industry IQ video blog series, brought to you by Microsoft, Accenture, and Icertis. With actionable insights from leading industry and technology experts, our series is designed to help you manage the challenges facing the banking industry today. My name is Jeremy Scaling. I'm the Director of Product Marketing for the Financial Services vertical at Icertis, and I'm happy to be hosting our discussion again today. In this series, we're talking about contract intelligence to help banks overcome the challenges they face today, meet their goals for 2023 while building for the future. And in today's session, we're going to dive deeper into the important role of the Microsoft Cloud to help banks reimagine contract intelligence and intelligent contracting. To further our discussion, I'm joined today by Andrew Comas from Microsoft. Welcome, Andrew.
Hi, how are you doing?
Andrew, would you like to introduce yourself again to the audience?
Again, my name's Andrew Comas. I'm in the worldwide FSI group, and I'm covering banking globally across the world. I've been with Microsoft for 13 years, covering FSI, and prior to that, 10 years at JP Morgan Chase.
Great. And to get started, can you share trends that you're seeing in the industry and what you're hearing as you're out speaking with banking leaders?
Yeah, I think the biggest one we're seeing is just cloud adoption, and that really being able to drive more with less, being able to scale up and down capacity as you need it. Obviously, the other big topic that's been making the news is AI, and being able to put AI into everything that we're doing. We've been doing that for years. I think the other topic that has been driving a lot of interest is sustainability, specifically around climate risk. For banks, how is climate risk impacting infrastructure and loans, and how are you going to try and track and measure that risk? And all of that is driven by data. And how are you going to best leverage all that data that you've been collecting over the years to kind of make insightful decisions going forward? So lots of trends, lots of stuff to do.
Yeah, certainly an important list of trends there. And we'll hit on a few of them today, and maybe we can come back in the future and touch on some others. But as we think of these trends, how are banks benefiting from the Microsoft Cloud for financial services?
Yeah, I think the big one is, we're a leader in empowering employees and productivity, and then being able to connect that with managing risk, security, and compliance, and linking all that underlying data together. And I think the other one that is really beginning to see is cloud economics. Is again scaling up and down capacity as you need it, being able to turn off things when you don't need them, and that has been really enabling a lot of companies to do more with less.
Yeah, and I think bringing that back to Icertis and contract intelligence, we have the benefit of being built on the Azure Cloud, natively integrating to all the Microsoft's has to offer, from Teams to Dynamics to Office to Power Platform. How do you see bringing that platform together and for Icertis to be built on the platform? How do you see that as benefiting clients as they're reimagining their contracting processes?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think it really is beginning to empower the end user to really be able to deliver the entire enterprise to that customer. Icertis is a Microsoft Cloud partner in the FSI Cloud, and that productivity aligned with automating workflow and solutions all linked together really does enable your customer-facing, your employees to deliver the entire enterprise to your customers, not just a single line of business. We used to say best of breed, worst of integration. You had to assemble everything with Incerta embedded right on or built right on top of the platform. You're now enabled to take low-code, no-code tools that enable you to assemble unique solutions for your customers based on what you've got in that contract intelligence. So they're no longer line of business, but they're entire enterprise solutions that are delivered through the tools that people love, through the productivity stack. So I think it's been a great partnership and really can empower your organization to do a lot more.
Yeah, certainly many benefits of our partnership. And resulting in improved experiences for our clients and some really great solutions that we can offer. One thing I just wanted to touch on is Icertis was named U.S. Partner of the Year this past year in 2022, and it's a recognition that we're extremely proud of. And it's more than what I want to share with the audience is it's much more than a marketing recognition and a marketing award. This is something that is really important, that touches on the power of the partnership and how we work together. I was wondering if you could just share a little more on that and what it means to be a Microsoft Partner of the Year.
No, thank you. And as you know, we have millions of partners, and we were founded as a partnership between with IBM to deliver a PC on every desk. So partnering is in our DNA. And the Partner of the Year award is really an acknowledgement and a reward for Microsoft partners who really drive outstanding success and innovation with Microsoft technologies. And as I say, is for Azure to be recognized with the tens of millions of partners we have is really an outstanding achievement that they are seen among us as the best of the breed, is to know how to partner with the customers to really deliver value.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. Something we're extremely proud of. And the point you just touched on around innovation, I think is a nice opportunity for us to shift gears slightly. And I wanted to go to the topic of artificial intelligence, which is all the buzz today across all industries with the recent ChatGPT introduction, Microsoft's investment in OpenAI. And I was curious for you if you could share with the audience your perspective on the Azure OpenAI and how this can play a really important role for banks going forward.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. It is a game changer. It is almost like the iPhone being reintroduced type of moment in technology. And I tend to think of AI less as artificial intelligence and more as augmented intelligence. It's going to be helping us to do our jobs better. We've been embedding it in our product for several years. My favorite is, doing search in Outlook or Word or PowerPoint and ask it to, how do I bold something? And it just does it now. It used to give you, these are the directions, here's the clicks you'd have to do. And now it just does it. That's all kind of powered by AI that has been embedded in the products for several years now. So I think we're going to continue, as we see these advances, to enable people to do their jobs faster. And I think really one of the key things that we're also bringing, besides these new models to the table, is that you're going to bring your own data. It's your data, you own it, you control it, and now you're going to merge it into these models, into these data sets, and then you're going to start to enable looking at augmenting the way your employees are doing work in kind of new and creative ways. And I think this is going to be a big impact on the contract intelligence work.
Yeah, absolutely. And being able to merge the data that banks can bring with what they have in Icertis, I think is going to be just continue to be game-changing technology that will really empower the business. One other point I was curious, as you touched on with AI is the importance of the ability to control the artificial intelligence and the semantic layer that will be needed. I'm curious if you have any additional thoughts on how that's going to come about.
Yeah, and that is going to be a really critical. Controlling it is going to be absolutely critical. I don't think the internet is the best of humanity, and we unleashed AI to learn from it. So I think we're going to see every company have to come up with their own, what are the values that are important to them, and overlay that almost as a bridge on top of these new, especially the GPT type technologies, to kind of reflect what is important to them and kind of cull out what's going to come back from AI. We were talking about this before, is we're still struggling with this AI hallucinations of it. They're based on search engines, and search engines are confirmation biased, which is they're going to sell you another ad. And the way they do that is they give you an answer that you're expecting, and you kind of continue on that. And so AI is looking like no different. It's going to give you an answer, even if it has to make it up. So you're going to have the values. You're going to have the assessments, and teach your employees on how we're going to do that.
Yeah, great. Thank you. We've covered, I think, a really rich range of topics today. And I recognize that not everyone in the audience that's listening to us are technologists. So for the business leaders that may be with us today, I'm curious what questions you may recommend to them to help them dig into these topics further with their IT and technology teams.
Yeah, and almost closing out the last topic is just what is responsible AI, and what does that mean to your org, especially in regulated industries? how are you going to ensure compliance with those regulations with AI? And that's hard to do right now. Just the traceability, how to determine the answers. If you have to defend that in the current AI space, that's you can ask it and it's going to give you an answer, but then you're going to have to really come up with how you're going to defend what it's coming up with for in regulated situations. I think the other one that's going to be important to them is cloud economics. The cloud allows you to scale up and down computing resources as your business needs it. That's great. It's no longer the data center and that server is running whether I have somebody on it or not. But it does change your application development and your security. And you need to think about that because most banks still think of security as I've got a moat around the data center, and that's going to protect the castle. And that changes with the cloud. It now moves to the application. And I think a lot of places still think of their developers as cowboys, cowgirls, and they need to be ruled by a sheriff. And that has to be rethought because the pace at which change is happening and innovation is happening is so fast that how are you going to unleash your developers to keep up with that and at the same time deliver secure solutions to your customers?
Excellent. And as banks want to dive into these topics further, if you could share how best to engage with Microsoft, as they're looking to reimagine their process or, specifically their contract intelligence, where best should they
I think
start?
that's great. I think we've worked together, as we've said, for a number of years. We use the solution. And one of the things we do is get together and we do what is the art of the possible. That's how we run our business with you and using the contract intelligence in our own business, managing billions of contracts. And so we can leverage that experience of how Microsoft and Icertis have worked together to set up art of the possible workshops and kind of come in, work with us. We'll tell you what we've done, what you're thinking, and we'll put together a transformational journey on where this contract intelligence could take you with dealing with your customers and just empowering the banks in new ways.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. It was great to discuss with you today how banks can reimagine their technology and processes with Microsoft to meet the needs and challenges that they're facing today while also building for the future. And for our listeners, I want to thank you for exploring contract intelligence with us and how it can help to benefit your entire enterprise. Icertis, Microsoft, Accenture, we're all here ready to engage with you, help you to swiftly meet the challenges that are facing you today as you build and prepare for whatever is next. You can learn more on our website at icertis.com/BFSI, and please feel free to use the Contact Us form to reach out. Thank you again for your time, and if you've missed any of the other video blogs, do take a few moments and watch them at your convenience. That's it for today's discussion. Thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you.